Everybody, welcome back to the Rattlebunny's Den. Matt here. It's been about 6 months since our last video, and I'm sorry about that. Things have been a bit on the chaotic side. Vicki and I have moved from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, back home to Bangor, Maine, where we're now staying in a temporary house that we're renting while we look for another one. It's also a fairly large house. It's a lot bigger than anything that we need, but right now we need the space in order to reorganize. Most of our stuff came from two different storage areas. One was on Cape Cod, where Mom lived, and the other was down in Virginia. Long story. Crazy story, actually. So we're back to making videos. We have several coming up that ought to be interesting. I was given 4 Atari 800 systems that came with floppy drives, a couple of tape drives, a bunch of software, and a bunch of other stuff. We'll be going through that together, finding out what's what and what works, what doesn't, doing what we can to perform maintenance on them and get them back to a condition where they'll last for a while. On top of that, I have 7 Commodore 64s and 1 VIC-20. All of those are in various states of disrepair, all very, very rough. Hopefully we'll be able to restore those and get them back to as close to like new as we can right here on the channel. Also, we'll be revisiting Ashley's Game Gear. I'm in the process of doing that right now as it sits right here. Reevaluating, seeing where we're at. I believe that is going to end up being a chip issue, but we'll see. And we'll also be revisiting the Atari 2600. As you guys know, I pretty much brutally failed on that one. That being said, I'm not a professional. I'm not an electronics expert. I've never worked as an electronics tech. Closest I got is I worked as an avionics technician of sorts when I worked for American Eagle Airlines, and I worked as a tech help guy for Packard Bell computers in the early 90s. As far as professional with the soldering iron, the closest I've gotten is maybe doing some minor circuitry work on chainsaws and stuff like that when I've worked as a small engine mechanic. What does this qualify me for in this? Pretty much nothing. I've never professionally used an oscilloscope, although I do know I need one. I have a really nice fluke meter, which I've just recently got because I really love this meter. I've used it before. A friend of mine had one. It's great. On top of that, we've got a new camera. So what you're seeing me through right now is a Canon 80D with a Rode microphone. One of the best investments I ever made, although I'm still learning it. So, you know, don't be too brutal with me. Let's see here, check my... Along with the oscilloscope that I know I need and don't really know how to use, I'm planning on investing in a desk-mounted microscope with a camera so we can get up and close and personal and you can get all the detailed views of lifting pads and making other mistakes that I'm sure people are going to be commenting on and all that. It's all fine. Say whatever you'd like. Just know that I'm not a professional. I am an amateur. I will make mistakes, but I'm learning, and hopefully through this process you'll learn a little something too, get some entertainment value out of it, and maybe just have a good time. But in the meantime, if you like these videos, be sure to give me a big thumbs up because that helps me out a lot. Be sure to subscribe, and like they say in Australia, get the bell on so you're alerted to all of our new releases. Until then, have a great time, and thanks for watching.